Good morning, Internet. Today, Tom, Negotiating with Jesus, I am going to do an exercise. I do my exercises every day, so I'm committed to doing that. Every day, I do the same thing. I play some exercises, caged and pentatonic, and now I'm doing triads. Triads are all chords, so the link in the description. If you're already sick of me talking, go to Daniel Seriff. Link in the description. Daniel Seriff. Just fly along, little bird. Fly along. Because I'm going to talk about what interests me. And it interests me for you to play guitar and for me to play guitar and to make this space that says average players need a voice. And the idea that the whole world needs to sit and watch as only the skilled get to play. So it's the same in a basketball arena. The better thing is to see that basketball is fun and you get out on the court in your local town and shoot a few hoops. It's kind of wild to throw the ball and have it go through a hoop. It's way better for you to play music than for you to watch Malcolm Young play music. He's good. I love it. I get it. I want there to be some convincing argument that it's better for everybody to be average and all of us playing on a street corner and only 10 people throwing in a quarter in your little guitar case. That's better than everybody sitting in a stadium throwing $200 into this giant money pit so we can watch 5 people play rather than the 20,000 people playing. You love to sing, you love to play. So let's get there. So what do we have to do? We have to do what they did, which is exercise. They got obsessed, they exercised a lot. So I'm already seeing that I'm not putting enough time in to level up. I can see that I need to do more each day. So I'm doing 45 minutes an hour, hour 15, early in the morning. My daughter's asleep. She's going to go to school in a little while. I'm going to work. So go right to Daniel Seriff. I'm going to do his exercise, but I'm going to tell you a couple things that I saw. One of the things that's a breakthrough for me is getting these things in your head. All music theory in the West is based on a couple things. One is the notes that have some kind of wavelength that matches and the ones that are oddly unmatching. Because so if you play 2 notes together, you play this, the E here, and the E, the low E. That is a great sound. You play the 5th. So in the ancient days when they're trying to figure out what wavelengths, what magic music has, what is this magic that takes us? Because music can take you somewhere. It can grip you. That's why 50 or 20,000 people are watching these 5 people perform. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so they learned that wavelengths, we tune to 440A and A. Somehow they have a signal and they get where an A should land. So the theory is, what notes sound well together? Should we have an infinite amount of notes? No, they decided that 12 would be good. Then they decided, let's, of the 12, use 7 in a standard song theoretical system. What ones go together best? 1, 3, and 5. So let's do this quick. So the scale that works everywhere, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. There's an octave, do, 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 re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do. I'm playing C, E, and G. So all chords, first they came up with a scale. So you got to do your practices going up the neck so you can see, like a piano, how this lays out. Between the B and the C, there's only a half step. between the B and the A, there's a whole step, because on a piano keyboard, there are black keys and white keys, and sometimes you're jumping over black keys. The piano keyboard looks like this: 2 black keys, 3 black keys. In between those, there's a set of 2 white keys that touch. All the other white keys have to jump a black key. And it just repeats that pattern. So you start playing a piano, you have the B and the C, C, D, E. Between E and F, the 2 white keys are touching, E, F, E, F. Then you gotta jump over E, F, G, A, B, and then you're back to B and C being together. So that's something we have to get in our heads. How does this scale work? Joy to the world. That uses the scale going backwards. Do, re, mi goes forward. And that's it. You don't get to change it. You don't get to make it fit what you would like it to be somehow easier. It's just, and it's not real hard. It's where are the 2 notes that go together. Whoops, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. That pattern works everywhere and plays a scale. In the key of A, key of E. Sean Daniel, key of E is the key for 2025. I'm not going to tell you why. So I'm going to do triad exercises. If you just play the bottom 3 strings, the G, the B, and the E, there are only 3 shapes to remember. A D shape, which is like this. An E shape, which the full chord looks like this. But the bottom of the 3 strings looks like this. If you notice, to move it, you have to get this nut position to move with you. So E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. That's the thing about guitar chords, everything's movable. You can hold a shape. So the D shape, the E shape, and the A shape. Play an A, however you play it. I don't care how you play it. I like to play it with 1 finger. The bottom 3 strings, you just see. If you move it, you have to hold that, what the nut was holding. Okay, triads. They form in a way that makes sense. You're going to use, I'm just going to do the key of C. If you move it up, above C, this is the root, C. The triad is made of the 1st, the 3rd, and the 5th. They just go together great. No one knows. It's just because of the wavelengths. Something happens that, oh, that sounds nice. It just sounds good. It's G, C, and E. Let's do it here. C, E, and G. The C is on top. That is the root triad. C, E, G. If the G is on top, it's you're inverting. The G is on top, it's the 2nd inversion. The E is on top, it's the 1st inversion. E. This is E, G, and C is on the bottom. E on top, second inversion. The second of the triad is on top. First inversion. So it gets a little confusing and it just throws me. It is a little confusing and it throws me. So this is what I'm learning. I'm going to learn where the three shapes are. Just using the bottom strings, then you get to the octave. I'm a little out of tune. There it is. You have to learn these. I'm going to practice this every day. I'm going to make sure I know the notes. C, E, G. G, C, E. E, G, C. First inversion. Second inversion. Root. Now, here's where Daniel Seriff gets good. Check the link. He's going to tell you what chords go together. In the key of C, no sharps, flats, no black keys. And this is it's the way the system works. You don't have to always be dialed in and never change anything, but it's the way that it's laid out. So if you are only playing natural notes, G, C, E. What about if you want to play a D? Remember the D shape? This is an F sharp. You don't get to play an F sharp in the key of C. You've got to flatten the sharp and play natural. F natural, so that has to be a minor. C major, 1, 3, and 5. D, D minor. All natural notes, no sharps, flats. What about E? Here's what happens with a guitar. Everything moves. C, D, E. In the E, the shape for a minor, shapes move. The D minor can become an E minor. No sharps and flats. B, E, and G. E, G, B. So this is coming, I'm getting it. E, F, F. There's no sharps and flats when you play these three notes. C, F, and A. F, A, C. That is an F chord. G. No sharps or flats. G, A. Just using the A or the D shape and minoring it when we have to. F, G, A. Here's the hard thing, the B. In order to get a B natural, you have to flatten two notes. If you don't want sharps and flats, this is a sharp, this is a sharp. This is a D sharp, this is a F sharp. That's how a B triad works. But in the key of C, you're not allowed to have sharps. You gotta flatten both of those notes. It becomes this B diminished, two flats, the third and the fifth. They gotta move down. And then it's this slightly dissonant leading sound that feels like it needs to resolve. The seventh chord is diminished, and it feels like it should go to the C. So there you have the whole thing. Oops. Long lesson, a lot of talking. Check out Daniel Seriff, a true good player tutor. I am getting there. Let's keep going.